hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this hypnosis session, you're going to be listening to a recording all about narcissistic abuse recovery. And I was working with a client that had been in a relationship, it had come to an end, and it had dawned on her that her ex-partner was a narcissist and had been chiseling away and eroding their sense of self-worth, their self-confidence, and their ability to believe that they had any value. This hypnosis session uses a metaphor of a flower. And if you imagine a flower that obviously needs sunshine and rainwater to thrive, but imagine if it was hidden away in a basement or in a dark place, deprived of water and deprived of sunlight. The flower normally, when it has what it needs, is thriving. But in the wrong environment, it can actually find itself wilting and dehydrated and looking very low on energy. Now, this works as a metaphor for two reasons. One, it takes out the idea that they themselves are worthless, but more they are just having a natural reaction to their environment and their circumstances. But then also how quickly something can be nourished and replenished. So if you think of a wilted flower, give it a bit of water and some sunshine, within hours it's looking healthy again, and within a week it's like it's back to normal. So that's helpful because a lot of people that feel very drained of energy and low self-worth have this feeling of hopelessness that it's always going to be that way. And this helps to give it a temporary frame. The second part of the hypnosis session is to feel that the locus of control is not dependent on external factors, but intrinsic factors, that they themselves can do the watering and the sunshine without needing anyone else to do that. And that was believing in themselves and actually focus on their dream. And that would be the nourishment and the replenishment that they would need to revitalize that identity. So if you can relate to any of these things, I think you'll get some value from this session. Please be aware that it was created for a specific individual. Some of the suggestions would have fitted them like a glove and not be at all relevant for you because you're not them. In which case, disregard any suggestions that aren't quite right, lean into the metaphors and the ones that are. But if you do like the idea of working with me directly, there will be a link in the description, in the show notes, where you can schedule a completely free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that feeling of calm relaxation, and as you exhale, feel that wonderful feeling as you feel that you're releasing any stress, any tension, any anger. Just feel it start to leave your body in your outward breath. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine breathing in a color that represents nourishment. Maybe you could imagine bright yellow or orange sunshine. Imagine breathing in that nourishment. And as you exhale, release anything that feels like it's suppressed, pent up, or trapped, allow your outward breath to be the release valve, to enable you to feel a sense of ever increasing release. Breathing in that nourishing feeling that you need, and exhaling any feeling of being trapped, any feeling of being worthless or of no value. Just imagine that leaving your body, escaping. And therefore, each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed, feeling more and more replenished and nourished, and continuing to release anything unresourceful. That's right, deeper and deeper relaxed now. And I want you to imagine what it would be like if with every breath you took, you felt more and more comfortable. That the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. And as your physical body relaxes, your powerful imagination awakens. And I want you to allow that imagination to drift. And I want you to imagine it drifting to a place in nature, somewhere tropical, somewhere peaceful, and somewhere safe. Perhaps you could imagine being in a lush tropical garden, the outskirts of a forest, or perhaps a quiet clearing. But imagine you're in a place where the air feels warm, and there's a gentle fragrance of flowers being carried on the breeze. And as you wander through this place in your imagination, just imagine what it would feel like to notice the colors becoming more vivid, the greens deeper, the petals of flowers becoming brighter, as though the world itself is inviting you to step into a more vibrant version of yourself. And somewhere in this tropical garden, forest, or somewhere else, I want you to notice a particular flower, a bird of paradise. I want you to see that unique shape, the oranges, the greens, the large leaf. And I want you to notice something about this flower. I want you to see something bold, beautiful, empowering about this flower. And as you look closer, you sense that this flower is in some way a reflection of you. But I want you to get a feeling that this bird of paradise didn't always look this way. I want you to imagine learning about the story of this plant, that for weeks or months it was inside, perhaps a basement or a shed. And I want you to imagine that this bird of paradise for several weeks was deprived of sunshine and rainwater. I want you to imagine it seeing it as it was. See it wilted, the colours drained, the leaves limp, maybe starting to go yellow or dry. See that wilted, with its colours faded, its leaves heavy, and just get a sense that this does not diminish the value of the flower. It's a reflection of the person that deprived it of sunshine and rainwater. The flower hasn't lost its value. It just isn't getting what it needs. And as you stare on this wilted, drained, hopeless looking flower, you can feel the truth in that metaphor. You can relate to feeling drained, low energy, feeling what's the point? As if your energy has been taken, your brilliance dimmed, like you've been trained to feel that you have no value. And logically, you know that's not true. In the same way that a bird of paradise would know it is capable of brilliance, but wouldn't feel that way when it's deprived of that sunshine and rainwater. And yet, even in that weakened state, that bird of paradise never stopped being what it truly was. It never stopped being a bird of paradise just because it was deprived of what it needed. And neither did you. Imagine taking a deep breath in now. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine the golden sunlight pouring down from your breath onto that wilted flower. Warm, healing, life-giving. And I want you to realize that the sunshine is your self-belief. It's still there, and enough to share with this flower. And each time you believe in yourself, I want you to feel that you are feeding this flower within you. And now, as if from the earth itself, I want you to imagine rainwater nourishing the roots. Clear, pure, replenishing. And you sense that this rainwater is your actions. Actions aligned with who you want to be. And each time you take a step towards your dreams, I want you to feel that you are watering your own soul. With every breath, with your ability to trust in your own actions, that bird of paradise within you stands taller, petals brighter, colours more radiant. And I want you to feel this is also happening within you. Imagine how you would feel standing taller, breathing deeper, taking that trust in yourself and turning it into actions. I wonder how long it would take for a flower without sunshine and rainwater to get back to who they were before. Sometimes minutes, maybe hours, and certainly no more than a day. And there's a truth awakening within you now, that your energy is yours. I want you to accept the belief that it cannot be taken unless you allow it to be taken. And it could be taken before because you didn't know what was happening. But forewarned is forearmed. You know now. And because you now understand how it was once drained, you also now know how to protect it. Like a flower with strong roots, or a bird with powerful wings, I want you to feel what you would feel like to be unshakable in your essence, to have the boundaries needed so that even if someone tries to take your energy, it becomes futile for them. And I want you to think of a recent time when someone tried to provoke you to lose your sense of calm and they couldn't, and arrive to the conclusion that if you can have that boundary, you can have other boundaries too. That it becomes just a variation of exactly the same skill to protect who you are at your core. And there might be stuff that aren't you that you don't mind, but you're refusing to allow your energy, your self-belief and your self-worth to be taken now. And I want you to think about your future, and not just any future, but a desirable future. And there'll be a part of you, or perhaps someone else, that says, but what are the chances? But I want you to feel resolute, defiant, because the chances of success if you don't do anything are zero. And if you do something, the odds become infinitely higher than doing nothing at all. But let's say, even if the odds do seem low, and even when others doubt, I want you to feel that self-trust that you have deep inside, to trust that you are the one who will defy the odds. You are the one who will rise. I want you to imagine that future. Imagine yourself perhaps 2, 3, 4 years from now, like a flower in bloom, succeeding, making it, but most of all, deserving all of your success. And every single time you choose to pursue your dream, and every time you follow your heart, and every time you act in alignment with your true self, I want you to feel that you are replenishing yourself. You are giving yourself sunshine and rainwater. You are nourishing your true identity. And this nourishment can take place over days, weeks, even months. But every time you will feel that you're nourishing yourself. It's fine when people say they believe things, but I want you to feel that congruency is acting in accordance with what you believe. And you don't have to believe you will be hugely successful. You just need to act in accordance with what someone that did believe they would be successful would do. And by doing what that version of you would do, you build the belief as you go along. I want you to feel that you don't need for all of the train tracks to be laid in order for your train to be in motion. So long as there's enough tracks for the next few days. You can lay the tracks while your train is in motion, because your self-belief will lay the tracks, and that self-belief will come from the actions that you take in accordance with that belief. In effect, you are trusting yourself to be the version of you that you know you can be. So imagine yourself in the days, weeks, and months ahead, looking like a wilted flower that has got that water and sunshine. See yourself looking more alive, more confident, more radiant. Notice how you carry yourself. Maybe you're smiling more. Maybe you're working more on your dream more. Maybe you feel immune to provocation. See how you carry yourself, shoulders back, head high, eyes clear, steady, focused. And notice how you protect or conserve your energy. How you choose carefully where it flows. And notice how each time you believe in yourself, the world and your actions reflect that belief back to you. So imagine yourself standing tall like that bird of paradise, resilient, vibrant, feeling unique and grateful and powerful in your own way. When your unconscious mind accepts that the power to replenish and nourish yourself is now within your control and not dependent on anyone else, let me know by nodding your head. So just imagine that bird of paradise, that healthy bird of paradise now within you. And whenever you do those things that demonstrate trust, belief, and act in accordance with your true identity, you will feel that bird of paradise getting stronger and more vibrant. But now float back from that tropical place all the way back to where you are now, realizing that all of this was just a journey in your imagination, a journey of thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, and dreams within dreams. As I now count from 1 to 10, you will reawaken, recalibrate, and fully connect to your true identity. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. And if you've enjoyed this show or got some benefit from it, you may know of one other friend or family member that may also benefit from this hypnosis session, in which case I'd like to ask a favor of you, and that is if you could spend 10 seconds to share this episode with someone that you know that may also benefit. That would really help me to access new people that don't already know about this show. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you again on the next episode.